Okay, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, on behalf of the Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government, my name is Gordon Dove, Parish President. I want to thank everyone for participating today into the groundbreaking of the long-awaited lock system on Bayou, Terrebonne, and Montague. We started this project about 2 years ago from scratch. And, I want to thank myself, Dirk Guidry, Steve Trosiclair, Al Mormon, and the rest of the council. And with that, I'd like to ask Father Roger of the Sacred Heart to come give us a blessing and a prayer. Please, Father. The different elected officials, past elected officials. We have Mr. Steve Trosiclair, this is his district. Al Mormon, Dirk Guidry from Lil Caillou, my grandson Hudson. Come sneak up here. Former Parish President Barry Bonvillain, Fire Chief Toby Henry, Carl Chauvin of the Terrebonne Parish Levy Board, been on there a long time, done a wonderful job, and also as past councilman, former councilman, excuse me. Carlos Alario, Rec District 6. Booger Klingman, we have Mr. Booger Klingman, who was actually a past police juror and a past councilman when it went over to the consolidated government. We have past councilman David LaBeouf and past councilman Mart Black. We want to thank each and every one of you for coming. And without ado, I want to make sure y'all recognize my wife, Mona, with another one of our granddaughters, Adele. She just got in here. And the engineers on this job was GIS, O'Neill Marlbrew, Dustin Marlbrew. Christopher Janice did a wonderful job. Thank y'all. And they got a great team. This is the 1 out of 3 lock systems being built in Terrebonne Parish. The key to this lock system is you'll be able to come and go no matter what the tides are outside. The problems being here is when you have a southeast wind and a high tide, you have a tendency, the water stacks up against the floodgate, sometimes 2.5 feet, and they cannot open it. So our fishermen and our recreation fishermen and our oyster fishermen and crab fishermen, etc., can't get out. This lock system will alleviate that. You'll actually be able to operate it up to a 5 foot 5 foot above normal tide outside the gate, so the vessels can get in during a hurricane or during just a tropical storm event. We started this 2 years ago from scratch, and I can't do it without the councilmen. I can't say enough about Steve Trosiclair and Dirk Guidry and Al Mormon and the rest of the councilmen, men and women, I should say, that we move these projects forward. We have over $70 million worth of projects that Terrebonne's doing, not including what the levy board's doing. And as you can see, this is the end result right here. It was built on a curve due to the fact that the bayou's on a curve. We're going to have a bypass channel for the vessels to come and go until we finish the project. There'll be a cofferdam out here. That they'll be working inside a cofferdam, similar to if you've been by Boudreaux Canal, the Petit Caillou, that we're presently under construction. Also under construction is the lock system. Over here, the second poster over, that's a $420 million lock system that they actually driving test piles right now, and they should start dredging by the end of this year. That one was funded with BP oil spill fine money, and we were able to acquire $420 million about 6 years ago. That will stop all the high waters coming into Terrebonne Parish, especially up the HNC into the intercoastal, which comes back around up by Terrebonne. So that's a huge project. The levy board's handling it. As a state rep and the chairman of natural resources, we were able to acquire, get the monies, and that's another project going. And of course, the Petit Caillou in Dirk Guidry's district, that's ongoing. And then the conveyance channel is also going to help the people of Lil Caillou and Chauvin to keep the water levels down in Petit Caillou. There's something else unique about this construction. If you look over here, the existing floodgate, which is a sector gate, will be lifted to 18 feet. It's under engineering and design by the levee board, and it's about a $5 million project. So the parish, we're doing this lock system, and Tony Alford, Reggie Dupre, Carl Chauvin, and the levee board are going to lift this gate, this existing gate, to 18 feet, because at one point we hope to get all these levees up to 18. Right now they're mostly about 12 and a half, and some of them are still in the construction. So, you know, we've come a long way. This is the third one, like I said, to get started, because actually the agency is started in a way because they're driving test piles. We couldn't have done it without the people of Terrebonne Parish. When we took over this government almost 4 years ago, myself and the council, we had to cut $10 million a year because of the oil-field sales tax slump. We were able to not only cut it, but the projects that we're building is astronomical. You know, we've got a good group of guys and gals here, and you know, my hat's off to each and every one of them, and to the people of Terrebonne for allowing us and being patient as we struggled with storms throughout these years. Remember, if we had the system up now, because the system is now from Pointe-a-Chat all the way to Delarge, if we'd have the system we have now, we would never flooded in the recorded history of Terrebonne, because you never had over 9.5 foot of water come in. So this system is, if it was in place, as you saw for Hurricane Barry, we held back 9 foot of water. We had some overtopping only because those levees back at J2 from Humboldt Canal to Pointe-a-Chat weren't quite finished, and in Delarge, lower Delarge East wasn't quite finished. So, and actually, this to give you an assurance, from Humboldt Canal to the Montague Marsh Management levee is now at 12 feet, where they're just wrapping it up to 12 feet. So it's equal to the rest of the levees. When the event came in, that levee was only 8 feet because they were still rolling trucks on it. So that caught us by surprise, and the levee board in the parish is going to make sure that don't happen again, but we were able to stop it. And I want to thank some people in Montague who really worked with us. Mr. Billiard, where you at? Mr. Billiard was over here. There he is. He was up in that water, and he really worked with us. I want to thank him, and it was a pleasure to work. Really not a pleasure, but we had to do it, you know. So, you know, I thank everyone on board for it. I'd like to get Mr. Steve Trosclair, this is his district, to come up here and say something, say a few words, and then Mr. Dirk Guidry after, and then Mr. Al Mormon.
Thank you, Gordy. Look, I want to welcome everybody here. It's good to see this many people show up for this in the heat, the sun, and I'm glad to see everybody here. Once again, well, I hear myself too. Once again, I want to thank everybody again. You know, kind of backing up what Gordy said, you know, these levee systems are critical to our existence down here on the bayous. Without the levee systems, most of us wouldn't be here today. We'd be relocated somewhere else. So we need to continue going where we're going with them. You know, they're moving in the right direction. The lock system, you know, Gordy mentioned about boats going in and out, but it serves another purpose. It stops saltwater intrusion from coming up. You know, on the high tides, if we can close the gates, we keep that salt water from coming up. So that's probably as critical or more critical than being able to let the boats in and out. So we need to keep that going. You know, with talking to engineers, Gordy, and you know, everybody involved with the levee districts, eventually we'll probably have to have every bayou in Terrebonne with lock systems. You know, I'm proud to say that I got the second one. I hate that Dirk got the first one, but he's got 4 years on me. So, but he delivers, huh? But anyway, no. But look, this is a great thing. You know, Hurricane Barry proved the point. We had 9 feet of water, like Gordy said, against the levees, and you know, too many houses in Terrebonne Parish flooded. But compared to the 11,000 homes and structures that flooded during the other 9-foot events we had, that's a hell of an achievement. So if we can stop them too, we'll be we have accomplished our goal. Our goal is zero flooding. So I'm not going to keep you here long. It's hot. We got food and air conditioning waiting for us at the recreation. But once again, I want to thank Carlos and the Montague Rec Board for offering the gym for us to have this so we didn't have to sit out here in the heat trying to eat and have these talks. We're going to have these things set up in the gym. Anybody has any questions or comments, that'd be a better time than out here in the heat to ask us. We'll all be there. We'd be happy to answer any questions you got. We'll answer them here if you got any questions, but it'll probably be a lot more comfortable in the recreation. So I want to invite everybody back up to the recreation as soon as we get done here. And feel free to ask any one of us, engineers, administration, myself, council, Al's here, Dirk. Ask anybody any questions, and if we can't answer, we'll definitely get an answer for you. So thanks a lot. Appreciate y'all coming. And I guess it's Dirk's turn.
Also, while Dirk's coming up here, I want to introduce Mike Toops, manager for the parish. Does a wonderful job for us. Thanks for coming, Mike. Dirk Gidry, councilman from the Little Bayou area. Oh, and David Rabelais with the Port Commission. Port Commission does a wonderful job. Thank you, David, for coming.
Hey, thanks everybody for being here. This is a great day for Terrebonne Parish, Montague, and the Berg area. We've come a long way in a short period of time. I can remember a few years ago when I had a pretty good discussion with Mary Landrew about all these levee systems in Terrebonne Parish where they wasn't funding us or coming out to help us. And since then, the levee board's got on, and the parish has got all the, and I'm gonna tell you who's responsible for these levee systems. You guys. If you guys wouldn't have voted a 1/4 cent sales tax, a 1/2 cent sales tax, this wouldn't be possible. We got these monies in. The state seen that we put up, you know what I mean? So it was time for the state to put up, so the state put up. Now we need to get the federal government, that they've seen that the local residents, the state, it's time for the federal government to come up and give us some money. These are great projects. Thanks to Gordy, thanks to the whole parish council, and thanks for everybody that has a little bitty part of this, because this not only saves the lower areas of Montague, Little Kaya, and Grand Kaya and Bayou Large. This is for the whole Terrebonne Parish. This is our economy, you know what I mean? The shrimp industry's kind of slugging, the oil industry's kind of going down, but if we can bring these projects in and people see that we're getting protected and we're not having any kind of major flood issues, we might get new industries to come into this area. And I'd like to thank Sea Level Construction, because Sea Level has done great work. I get updates every Monday morning about my floodgates, my lock system at Boudreaux Canal. Neil Marlborough, y'all guys do a bang-up job. Sea Level, I'm going to go back to you guys. Y'all did a great job with the pump station at Bayou. It's been a pleasure working with you guys. There's no hassle. This company, I would hope, would get every drainage project in Terrebonne Parish, because you guys might not be able to understand, but they do a hell of a job, And look, it's just going to be a little bit while longer, if we could get money from the federal government, we could bring these levees up to 18 foot high and be protected like we should be protected. I mean, we're not just scum of the earth. We Chauvin, we're hard-working people. We're Montague, and we Bayou Large, we're hard-working people. So, guys, thank y'all for what y'all did, because without y'all, this would not be possible. Thank y'all.
And also, I want to make sure that we give a round of applause for Debbie Ortigo, who really, she runs Terrebonne Parish for us. Thank you, Debbie, for the hard work and getting everything here. And Dean Schwess, I see he just came in. He runs the Civic Center for Terrebonne Parish. And Jules Hebert over here at our legal department. So with that, I want to introduce Al Mormon, as no one works harder. Like I said, and I call him the Bayou Councilman. Steve Troseclair, Dirk Gidry, and Al Mormon. And as you go through the parish, you'll see what we're accomplishing. But not only south of the intercoast, do a lot of stuff north. So here's Al Mormon.
Hello, everyone. Al Mormon. First of all, I'm from down the Bayou, and I know what it feels like to get wet. It's this last hurricane, Barry, was the first hurricane that actually didn't flood my shrimp company. And it's an honor to be here today. I'm glad all y'all came, and you can see all the projects that we are doing. We're working hard, And a lot of this has to do with teamwork. And right now we have a good team of people that work together. And it was so nice for Hurricane Barry not to flood. And like I said, it was the first time. I think I've flooded so many times at my shrimp place. Sure, like Mr. Maria, I used to be really good friends with him down here. And we talked a lot, and he flooded often. And you can see all the projects that we are doing, and we still have a lot left to do. And I'm running for re-election, and I just thank y'all for being out here today. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, you know, like I said, with the lock system of the HNC, the Bayou Terrebonne lock system, and this take us a little while to get off the ground because they had an oyster lease in here. We had to negotiate with the oyster lease holder, and they had a lot of land acquisitions. A lot of different families own the land along here. So, and I wouldn't be remiss without really thanking a very heartful thank you to Tony Alford, President of the Levee Board, Reggie Dupre, Director, Carl Chauvin, Mr. Sue Henry, Mr. Buddy Days, and all the guys of the Levee Board. They really, let's give them a round of applause because these guys really do a good job. And it's an honor and privilege to work with them. And, you know, like you see, the existing gate, they're working to lift it 18 feet. The parish is doing this lock system, and the Levee Board's lifting this 18 feet to give the people the protection. And, you know, before I close, I'd like to get a commercial fisherman, Mr. Steve Billiard, who actually experiences the problem of getting out here when you have a high tide. So I've asked him to come say a word. This is a guy who really experiences, along with a lot of you out here, what exactly it is to have this gate without a lock system. Mr. Billiard.
Thank you. What I was going to say, the gentleman here mostly said everything I was. It kind of stole my speech. What a great day for Terrebonne Parish, people. As a commercial fisherman for 30 years, many times I got stuck across the Humboldt Canal Bridge, got stuck back here, got eaten by mosquitoes, but still, I was out there trying to make a living. These lock systems are going to make a world of difference. And I want to thank all the parish officials. Like he said, everybody's got anything to do with it. It's going to be a great day. It's going to be greater when it's going to be finished and done. For all the fishermen and for everyone that passes in the bayou back and forth, and then they don't get stuck behind the gates. But like I said, he's about said everything that I was going to say, and once it's done, I think it's going to be a great system. And by the way, the last storm we had, I had 2.5 feet of water behind my house, between the Humboldt Canal Bridge to the pumping station. And I was sleeping, got woke up, went try to pick up some of my equipment, lost some of my equipment. And from what Mr. Gordon told me, that they built up the levee, so hopefully it don't happen again. And I want to thank everybody else one more time, and thank you very much.
You know, and with that, that's the reason we're getting all this done is for the people of Terrebonne Parish, the fishermen of Terrebonne Parish, and Hudson. Come see. And for our grandchildren and children, this is the reason we do it. For them to live a life and not flood like we experienced for years and years and years. You know, I was elected when Rita hit, and I saw the devastation of Rita, 11,000 homes. I saw the devastation as you did of Ike, and hopefully those days are gone, and it's better times ahead. And I'd also like to mention, I see Mr. Dickie Gosselin in the back. Thank you for coming, Dickie. And Kevin Belanger with South Central Planning. And if I missed anyone, I do apologize. And thank y'all very much. I see Mr. Mike Feasey over here, and Terry Daig and Mark Petrie running for sheriff. It's a hard thing to get out there and run. So it's good luck to each and every one of you. And with that, we're going to go ahead and get closed. We're going to go ahead and do the groundbreaking. Please come up here, get in the picture with us. grab a shovel. This is everybody's floodgate. So please come get in a picture, and thank y'all, and God bless the people of Terrebonne Parish, and God bless the veterans, and we'll have all kind of shrimp and fried shrimp and jambalaya and white beans at the gym in Montague. So please come join us, and God bless each and every one of you. Thank you.